Imagine the sky you know best, the gentle glow of dawn, the blazing warmth of noon, the quiet fire of sunset. Now picture it gone. The sun, that ancient heart of our solar system, is not eternal. One day, its brilliance will falter. Its steady flame will swell into a monstrous giant, painting the heavens blood red, and then collapse into a pale ember, leaving Earth a barren husk adrift in the dark. It is not a question of if, but when. The scale of this fate is almost beyond comprehension. The same star that cradled life, guided explorers, and marked every hour of human history will one day turn hostile, erasing oceans, mountains, and the familiar rhythms of day and night. Entire civilizations, should they still stand, will look upward and wonder if survival is even possible. Could we, fragile yet ingenious, find a path to endure the death of our star? Could humanity slip the bonds of Earth and carry its story to other suns? Tonight, we journey into that question, an odyssey through time, physics, and imagination, to glimpse what it might mean to outlive the very star that gave us life. The sun rises each morning with such certainty that we scarcely question it. Its light pours over mountains and seas, ignites the colors of dawn, and whispers warmth into every living thing. For us, it is the eternal backdrop, the unwavering constant in a universe of change. Yet this faithful star carries within it a silent clock, ticking down a fate as inevitable as it is unforgiving. One day, the very source of our life will turn against us. Imagine the sky transformed, the sun swollen into a crimson giant, filling half the heavens with its burning face. Oceans boil into steam, continents glow like molten metal, and the fragile balance that cradled us is undone in a storm of fire. The world we know, our seasons, our histories, our memories, all consumed in the breath of a dying star. And so a question lingers, one that has haunted the imagination of scientists and dreamers alike. Must we perish with our sun, or can humanity escape the death of its parent star? The answer lies not only in science but in vision, an odyssey of survival that stretches far beyond the Earth we call home. The sun's fate is not a matter of chance, but of physics written in its very core. For billions of years, hydrogen has burned in its furnace, fusing into helium and releasing the light that sustains every heartbeat on Earth. But that fuel is finite. When it is gone, the star will change. First, it will swell into a red giant, devouring the inner planets in its expanding flames. Mercury will vanish, Venus will follow, and Earth, if not engulfed, will be seared into a lifeless desert under a sky of blood. On scales of cosmic time, this end is closer than it feels. 5 billion years may seem like forever, yet against the age of the universe, it is but a fleeting breath. The sun, once steady and calm, will rage in its final act, shedding its outer layers into space, a glowing shroud called a planetary nebula. What remains at the center will be no longer a star, but a pale ember, a white dwarf, no larger than Earth itself, yet with the mass of a sun compressed into silence. The question presses deeper now. Can life endure when its cradle turns to ash, or must humanity invent an escape before the star that raised it grows cold? If survival is the question, then distance becomes the first answer. Long before the sun swells into its giant form, its growing brightness will transform Earth. Even within the next billion years, the sun's gradual increase in heat will strip away oceans, shatter climates, and drive our planet toward an early death. Long before the final inferno, Earth itself will be rendered uninhabitable. Humanity, if it endures, will face a choice: adapt or leave. The idea of leaving is not mere fantasy. Planets farther from the Sun, Mars, the icy moons of Jupiter, even Saturn's distant Titan, may offer temporary refuge. They lie in the colder reaches of our system, where the sun's swelling glow could, for a brief window, thaw frozen seas and make alien landscapes habitable. But such havens are fleeting. When the sun reaches its peak, even these worlds will burn beneath its expanding fury. Thus, the vision must grow bolder, not migration within a dying system, but an exodus beyond it. To survive, humanity would need to become a species of the stars, carrying its story across the void to new suns. To flee beyond the reach of our dying star is to confront distances so vast they defy human intuition. The nearest star system, Alpha Centauri, lies over 4 light-years away. In human terms, that is 40 trillion kilometers, a gulf so wide that even our fastest spacecraft, the silent Voyager probes, would take more than 70,000 years to arrive. Against such scales, rockets and engines we know today are as futile as sails against the cosmic tide, yet hidden within physics are seeds of possibility. Nuclear fusion, antimatter drives, even the harnessing of light itself through solar sails, concepts that transform science fiction into whispers of the achievable. Each represents not only engineering but vision, a willingness to gamble on the improbable for the sake of survival. To move an entire civilization across the stars would require ships not yet imagined, technologies not yet born, and an endurance measured in generations. The challenge grows larger still. How do you carry a people, a culture, a history, across millennia of darkness without losing what it means to be human? Some imagine vessels the size of cities, generation ships adrift between the stars. Within their metal hulls, forests might grow under artificial suns, rivers could flow in recycled cycles, and children would be born knowing no world but the corridors of their traveling ark. A society carried forward not in years, but in centuries, its destination unseen by those who begin the voyage. Others dream of smaller, swifter paths, cryogenic sleep, where travelers slumber through the eons, waiting to awaken beneath a new sky, or digital minds encoded into machines, traveling lighter and faster than flesh ever could. Each vision carries both promise and peril, a reminder that survival may demand reshaping what it means to be human. But there is a harsher truth beneath these dreams. Even the most perfect vessel cannot promise safe passage through the abyss. Cosmic radiation, drifting debris, the sheer weight of time itself, all threaten to unravel the fragile hope of escape. Yet humanity has always found strength in what lies unseen. The laws of the cosmos that once understood become tools of survival. Gravity, that ancient sculptor of worlds, could be bent to our advantage. Some propose vast slingshots around gas giants or even black holes, stealing momentum to hurl ships across interstellar space. Others speak of harnessing the power of entire stars, building structures so immense, Dyson swarms and stellar engines, that they border on the mythic. These ideas rest at the frontier of imagination, but they remind us of a deeper truth. Physics is both our prison and our key. The same equations that seal Earth's doom within a swelling sun also reveal narrow escape routes, hidden pathways that could lead to safety. To walk them would mean daring feats no civilization has ever attempted, guided only by faith in numbers and the courage to test them against the void. And if such paths exist, the question sharpens. Would humanity recognize the moment to take them, or cling too long to a world destined for fire? History shows that we have always looked upward when survival demanded it. Ancient peoples charted the skies to guide their journeys across oceans. Galileo turned his telescope toward the heavens, glimpsing moons around Jupiter and daring to suggest Earth was not the center. In those fragile sparks of curiosity lay the same instinct that might one day save us, the refusal to accept boundaries as final. The death of the sun, though far beyond any human lifetime, echoes this same challenge on a cosmic scale. Just as the first sailors once left the safety of shores, so too might future generations leave the glow of our familiar star. To them, the blackness between suns would not be emptiness, but a new frontier, a sea of possibility waiting to be crossed. And yet, even with this spirit of exploration, another question rises. Is humanity's true struggle to escape the sun, or to escape the limits within ourselves? To imagine the farthest outcome is to press against the edges of existence itself. Even if humanity slips free from our dying sun and finds refuge among younger stars, the cosmos does not grant permanence. Galaxies collide. Stars are born and fade. Time stretches endlessly forward, carrying with it the promise of cold darkness, the long, slow death of the universe itself. Against such immensity, even survival among the stars feels fragile, a candle flickering in an endless night. Yet there is power in the attempt. To strive for escape is not only to preserve life, but to declare that existence itself matters, that consciousness will not surrender quietly to inevitability. The journey outward becomes more than survival. It becomes legacy, the continuation of a story written not only on Earth but across the galaxies. Still, the haunting thought lingers. If every light must one day fade, is the truest escape not from the sun, but from mortality itself? Perhaps the ultimate frontier lies not in distance, but in transformation. To survive beyond the death of stars, humanity may need to become something more than human. Minds woven with machines, consciousness scattered across networks of light, or even forms of life that no longer require the warmth of a star. In such visions, our descendants would not merely travel between suns, they would endure long after suns themselves have grown cold. This thought is both wondrous and unsettling. For what remains of us if our flesh, our memories, our very sense of time are reshaped for eternity? Would we still recognize ourselves in the mirror of such survival? Or would the escape from the sun be the end of what it means to be human at all? And yet, even that question may not matter, for in the silence of the cosmos, the act of continuing the story could be its own answer. Would you like me to finish with the final segment 10, ending with the end? You said. Segment 10 ChatGPT said, in the end, the sun's death is not just a fate awaiting our world. It is a reminder of our place in the vast rhythm of the cosmos. Stars are born, they blaze, and they fall silent. So too do civilizations rise and pass into memory. Yet in that fleeting span, there lies a chance to choose, to let the fire consume us, or to carry its light beyond the horizon of our birth. Perhaps one day, far from Earth, beneath alien skies, our descendants will look back upon the memory of a small blue planet circling a yellow star. They will remember that everything began with warmth and shadow, with the rise of dawn, with the courage to wonder, and in that remembrance, humanity will have escaped not only the death of the sun, but the silence of being forgotten. The universe offers no mercy, only possibility. What we make of it, that is the legacy we leave behind.